Hey everybody, this is Michaela. I'm coming to you again from Twin Flame Consulting, and I am also a vetted coach, as you may know, for Twin Flames Universe. So today what I wanted to talk about is something that may happen often to you, and definitely happens often to me, on my journey. If you're on any type of spiritual journey, it can be your Twin Flame journey, it can be your spiritual journey, your Ascension journey, whatever you want to call it, or just the journey of life, basically. Something that happens to everybody. So yeah, I wanted to talk about making mistakes and what that means, and how to go about doing that, because it can be really upsetting when you're making mistakes and you feel like you're doing something wrong, but really all that is just like a pattern or belief that you have that's out of alignment with what you're working towards coming up, so it can be resolved. So it's not like when you're doing something that you find yourself inevitably making some type of mistake, you can take that as like an indicator that you're just growing and you're taking it to the next level. And sometimes it takes a mistake or something like that to even make you aware of a pattern you might have. Like, for example, with me, I was having this pattern where whenever I would cook, I would leave the burners on. And at first, because they're not my cooking utensils I've been using, it's Jeff and Shaleia's really expensive pans that they have. At first, they were just like normal about it, like, oh, just make sure to do that. They'd remind me, and I would do it. I'd be like, oh, okay, I won't do it again. But it became like something like a habit of mine. Like, I just kept leaving the burners on, and it was obviously getting a little frustrating. And so then they had to like actually address it with me, and they're like, why is this happening? These are expensive pans, you can't just like bake the nice finish off the pans. And it was really upsetting for me because I could not understand, like, why that kept happening. And of course I didn't like consciously intend to be like, harming their, personal property. Like, that's not something that I want to do or find joy in at all. So yeah, they helped me come to the core root of it. We pulled a few cards on it. The first card was stay positive, which is the true attitude that you want to have towards your mistakes. You want to look at them, you want to feel the emotions that come up, and then you want to make a new choice there based on whatever feelings. So that was the first card. The second card was forgiveness, and Shaleia asked me, do you choose to forgive yourself? And I said yes, and then she said, the next card won't really help you if you don't choose to forgive yourself. And that's when I realized, like, my self-forgiveness is the most important thing, and it's the most important thing for everybody when you're learning. It's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to, like, not be perfect all the time, and it's okay to, just to really love yourself and honor yourself, and understand that, like, you're learning, you're actively choosing to better yourself, and you don't desire, of course, to like miss the mark of perfection, so it's okay to have these little things come up. So yeah, that was the second card, was I chose to forgive myself. And the last card that came up was romance, which is what allowed us to realize I wasn't actually even mad. I'm not mad at Jeff and Shaleia. Like, that's not why I was leaving the burner on the stove. The reason was I was actually mad at my twin flame within my heart. And I was having, like, even though, like, we're not in, like, contact, really, like, I was having a fight with him in my heart. And because it's one of my passionate hobbies to cook, and God revealed to me that one of the like key ways that my twin flame is calling to be loved in his heart is through food. And I was resisting that and not willing to go there and to love him in that way unconditionally in my heart. And so I was having a fight with him, and I was not yeah, I wasn't willing to love him. And I realized that, I realized that a big block of mine is I didn't want to, like, succeed, because I knew my success is what attracts my twin flame. Well, of course, it's not like my success that attracts my twin flame, but it's me aligning with my core self that attracts my true twin flame to me. So if I choose perfection in that area, in a place that's really dear to his divine, like, his heart, at his core, that's something that would naturally attract my twin flame in a place that I would love him. So I was, like, resisting doing that, and I was sabotaging myself so that I could prove that I am right about being upset about my twin flame, or that I could sabotage my success in some way, to, like, prove my point that, I'm angry at him. I have the right. Yeah, so that was really big for me. It was, like, a big upset, just because, like, it can be difficult to have these patterns revealed to you, especially if they're really deep-rooted patterns, because when you're upset, usually your trigger has nothing to do with what you're actually upset about. Like, for me, with this upset, like, it's, like, people make mistakes, they leave their burners on from time to time, but that wasn't actually what was upsetting me at all. It wasn't the act of leaving the burner on. It was the deeper meaning there, the separation consciousness that I hadn't, like, addressed yet and was holding on to. And that's what was really upsetting to me, and it was very shocking for me to to finally just notice. So, but it felt really good afterwards, and I upheaved it all. I really processed it. I had a lot of support from my soul family and my friends and my community, and so that was really nice. And that's another huge advantage of having a community and a support system, is they can help you through these really deep core wounds that you have. Because, as you may know, your twin flame, your relationship with your twin flame is just a reflection of the relationship that you have with God and yourself. So somewhere deep within me, I was not wanting to love myself. I was refusing. I was having an internal battle with myself. And I remember one thing that Jeff said that really, like, stuck with me, is he's like, just lay down your weapons. Why are you fighting? Like, what's the purpose? You don't need to be doing that anymore. And I wasn't even aware in my heart that I was having this fight, like, internal struggle and conflict within myself, but I definitely was. And it felt really good to be made aware of that, even though, like, at first it seems shocking. But what you're really feeling when you come to a place like this, you're actually feeling the love rush in, and like, that pain release, so that you can make room and experience more love in that place. So so, like, sometimes this has come up a lot. Like, sometimes God will guide you to make a mistake, not because you're imperfect or because, like, you're choosing fear or whatever, but because he just wants you to be aware of a pattern that you're holding, or, like, an incorrect belief that you're holding that's causing you to be out of alignment with love and suffer and feel bad. God's just making you aware of where you're hurting and allowing you to feel the extent of that pain, because that's how you heal, is you feel those feelings and you're able to move through them and release them. But you're not able to do that if you resist the way that you feel. So sometimes God will give you a little push if it's something really deep, like it was for me, that I was not willing to look at unless something like that happened. So so, like, God is always in control, and sometimes, like, when these situations are happening, it can feel like God tricked you into feeling bad, or, like, you're, like, it's literal hell to go through some of this, like, these little, like, pain points and patterns. But you just have to remember that like, God's guiding you somewhere with this, and you can just release control here and just trust that there is peace to be found here. And the peace comes through working through your feelings and trusting and having faith and choosing to love yourself all the way through it. It's really important. And just understanding, like, no matter what is going on in your external world, it's always leading you to a deeper peace. It can, like, you can be tested and you can have all these trials and lessons, but like, God is literally just loving you through your whole life. And that's what the twin flame journey really is learning how to really have a true relationship with life itself, which is God, and within. And then that's naturally just manifests your twin flame into your reality, because you share one consciousness with your twin flame. So when you are aligning within and with God, you naturally attract that into your world and into your life. So that's why it's so important to have the work that we teach as like a guide and as it's like a lifestyle to healing your blocks and learning these lessons and learning what it means to live a truly spiritual life. Because it's mostly it's just a life that everything external is just a symbol for what's going on within, like the pans and the burners. It's a normal, like, domestic, quite mundane, like, issue, but it had such deep meaning for me. And everything is like that in my life. Like, everything that feels bad or everything that feels good is just a symbol for what's going on within me. And with that perspective, I'm able to understand that I can have peace everywhere in my life. And that includes my twin flame journey and, like within my union with my twin flame. It's really empowering to have that knowledge, because you know that with your choice you can attract everything that you desire to you, and you can have what you want and you can get what you want, and you're allowed to be happy and be at peace with your life, and it feels good to do that. So don't be discouraged if you run into a really challenging situation, or you find yourself forgetting something or making a really crucial mistake. Of course, don't use this as an excuse to just always make a mistake and not be present with your life, but definitely let yourself off the hook and choose to have compassion for yourself and to forgive yourself, and to just be present with yourself in each moment, and just know you're learning, and it's okay to learn. And every successful person has definitely had their fair share of failures and trials and tribulations, and it's normal. It's totally okay. Each and every little thing is an opportunity to go deeper into your the life that you're building and choosing to build for yourself. So it's quite empowering just to know, like, you're in charge, and you don't have to accept feeling bad, and you don't have to accept something being imperfect in your life. And it's okay to upheave the things that are out of alignment with perfection and with God and love. Because, you have to go through all of that not so good feeling stuff so that you can come to the truth and the peace within. So you just it's what we call upheaval. You just have to upheave everything that's out of alignment, and sometimes that takes the form of making a mistake, and that's okay. It's normal. And that's part of building a relationship of love with yourself, is choosing to stay present with yourself and to love yourself through those challenging times. That's been a big lesson for me, and you're able to develop a lot of confidence in your life this way if you're not choosing to beat yourself up or be hard on yourself when you're learning something and you're not feeling so good and you've made some type of mistake, or you're not you feel like you're not in alignment. Don't beat yourself up in those moments. That's very important. Even when you're upset, deeply upset, you are worthy of love, and you're worthy of your own love. And that is the key understanding to having peace. Because you can't really that's one of them anyway, but you can't really have peace if you're beating yourself up all the time and feeling guilty. And just that negative self-talk, it just really doesn't allow you to build, to have confidence. And that's been something I've been really cultivating in my life, is having confidence. And part of that is just accepting myself no matter what mistake I make. Just knowing I am loved by God. I'm a divine child. I'm a divine being. And there's nothing that I could do to make God not love me or to make me unworthy of love. And that's true of everybody. So it's very nice to have that understanding. And having this positive, loving attitude towards yourself and intention towards yourself is what attracts your twin flame to you. because the way that you speak to yourself is the way that you speak to your twin flame on an internal level, because you share one consciousness. And that's the way, it wouldn't be compassionate to be with your twin flame if this is the kind of self-talk that you have, because all they do is just amplify or reflect whatever's going on. So if you have this pattern or this tendency to be hard on yourself, like there's, not really any point to being with your twin flame, because all they would do is just reflect that. So that's why it's important to commit to healing these things within yourself and loving yourself. Because the most important thing is how you feel within yourself and about yourself. Your twin flame comes second after you. Yeah, like the order is God, yourself, your twin flame. And you don't have to deviate from that. Yeah, so I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and I hope that this was really helpful, because I'm sure many people can relate to feeling that they've missed the mark, or they've made a mistake, or they've sabotaged something, and this is what I've been learning about it, so I'm very happy to share, and I hope everybody is having a great night. And don't forget to give this video a like, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe to my channel, and have a great rest of your day or night or morning. Bye bye.